Hi everyone, Chef Shaw back in the kitchen, and today's menu I'm doing a pastry and it is gizzada, a really lovely treat, Jamaican treat, very popular in Jamaica. And here I have some self-rising flour. 4 cups of self-rising flour, and I have my coconut. So the main ingredients is coconut, grated coconut, and flour. And you know you need sugar, sweeten to taste, and I have some butter here. 2 tablespoons of butter, and I have some vanilla for flavor. And first of all, you have to boil your coconut, your grated coconut, and I'm gonna boil this. And this is gonna boil for maybe an hour. And you let it boil down first before you add your sugar. I'm gonna let it boil when most of the liquid is gone. And then I'm gonna add my sugar. So I'm just gonna let this boil. And now I'm gonna add my butter to my flour. So as I said before, this is my self-rising flour, or you know it as the baking flour. And if you don't have your self-rising flour, your baking flour as you know it in Jamaica, you use your plain flour, and you would add 2 tablespoons of baking powder to this amount of flour. So I'm just getting the butter into the flour, or getting the, yeah. So I'm just gonna let this work it in nice. After this, you're gonna mix it with your cold water. And this is salted butter, so I don't have to add any salt to it. So I'm just making a dough. I'm going to add cold water. It is best to get the butter knead into the flour. And with this I'm gonna use a muffin tin, a very shallow muffin tin. So and when I'm finished making my dough, I'm gonna cut my dough in circle. Well, I'm gonna roll it first with my pin, my rolling pin, and then I'm gonna get it into the muffin tin, and I'm gonna let it bake for maybe 15-20 minutes, and then I'm gonna add my coconut that I'm gonna boil with my sugar and my vanilla. Yes, you need to get this all over the flour. You want to get it looking like breadcrumbs. When it starts looking like breadcrumbs, then you can add your cold water. Here's my coconut boiling. And now I'm adding my water. So here I'm rolling my dough. And first of all, I flour my worktop. My worktop is clean. I cleaned my worktop. You need a little flour onto your rolling pin. So I'm just gonna roll my dough. I'm just gonna roll this out. The thickness will be just a few millimeters thick. And usually I use my cookie cutter, but my cookie cutter is too small, so I'm just gonna use this big cup and I'm gonna cut. And if you notice, I've done one already. And you don't have to grease this thin because it is a non-stick and there is butter in the dough. So and you just pinch the edges like this. And this is gonna take the coconut and you're gonna bake this in the oven, as I said before, for about 15 minutes. And this is gonna take your coconut, your grated coconut with your sugar and your spice. So I'm just gonna keep on cutting. Here is my dough. I'm just gonna stick my fork in it a little because I don't want the middle to rise too much. That's it. I'm gonna place it in my oven now. I'm gonna let this bake for 15 minutes. I'm gonna turn down my oven to 200 degrees Celsius. So that's it. So this is my coconut boiling. And you know coconut takes a long time to cook, so I'm gonna add my sugar now. And whenever you add the sugar, you have to keep watch over it and keep stirring until it's dry and sticky. Well, almost dry and sticky. And I'm gonna add my vanilla. Love my vanilla taste in my coconut. So I'm just gonna let this boil. And remember I said you have to keep watch over it. You don't want it to burn. So you have it on a low flame and keep on watching it. So my coconut is coming together now. So the water is almost gone. And when you're doing this, you must be careful because it will pop and burn you and give you a very terrible burn. So you have to be careful. Make sure your flame is low. This is almost ready now. Put it in the dough. And here I have my dough. So if you notice this one rise too much because I didn't put holes in this one. So you have to be careful pop some holes in it. Yeah, so almost ready. Now I'm putting my coconut. And you must let this cool. Put it aside and let it cool before you serve this. It is very, very hot. So you let your coconut boil for an hour, and half an hour in the boiling, in the cooking, then you add your sugar. So this is 2 small coconuts I use. And I had 2 cups of sugar. These are my gizzadas, Chef Shaw's way. Nice Jamaican gizzadas. And we usually have this for snack back in Jamaica. Lovely pastry. So when you try this at home, do it Chef Shaw's way. And don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell and share. See you next week.